It really is about autonomy, and a freelancer is able to select the engagements that they work on.
Mhm.
They are entrepreneurs because we are small business owners. Many of us have our own LLCs.
Mhm.
And so in that regard, we are contributing to the American workforce, but in a very different capacity.
Mhm.
Free means freedom from that corporate environment and the delegation of your projects and your tasks.
Hi, I'm Anna Anderson, CEO and founder of the Women in Project Management Network. I'm a project manager by profession, a career coach, a PMP trainer, and a LinkedIn learning instructor. But more importantly, I'm someone who's been in your shoes. Not too long ago, I was filled with doubt, stepping out of my comfort zone and navigating rejection after rejection. It wasn't an easy journey, but through perseverance, hard work, and lessons learned, I finally found my yes. That moment changed everything, not just for me, but for the many people I've since had the privilege to help. I've seen how lives transform when you have the right tools, when you have the right support and encouragement to pursue those six-figure project management roles. On the Project Management Connect Show, here I share inspiring stories from project managers who've gone through aspiring to hired. I also bring in industry experts, recruiters, and hiring managers to show us how it's done. Together, we'll explore practical strategies and actionable tips to help you on your journey. So whether you're just starting out, transitioning into project management, or looking to elevate your project management career, this podcast is for you. If project management feels like your calling, or if you're just exploring, it's time to dive in. So let's get started, fellow project manager. Your journey begins here.
Welcome everyone to today's episode on the PM Connect Show. Today I have with me Rebecca Medina, and Rebecca is the owner and founder and CEO of TalentCheetah. And she's going to explain to us what that is, who she is, and what they do. But quickly, hi Rebecca, how are you doing today?
Hello, Anna. I am well. Thank you so much for having me on your podcast. I have been a follower of yours for some time, and I'm excited to be your guest today.
I am excited that you're here today. Do you want to introduce yourself to everyone who's listening?
Yes, my name, as you mentioned, is Rebecca Medina. I am the founder and CEO of TalentCheetah. We are the first AI platform helping companies source and hire U.S. project management experts same day.
Mhm.
And our TalentCheetah branding is all about hiring accelerated. Our mission really is to help particularly small and mid-sized tech companies
Mhm.
hire technology-focused, technology-savvy project managers same day.
Yeah, I love that same day. And also, you're leveraging AI, which is the future. We cannot ignore it anymore. It is the future. And I love that you're leveraging that. I also love that you say same day, because nowadays we see opportunities where you're waiting even months. You're like, oh my gosh, what's happening? So I really love that. And we'll get to that. But what inspired you to create TalentCheetah?
My personal experience inspired me, so I'll give a little bit of context. I spent almost 2 decades working for a telecommunications company, primarily in their IT infrastructure deployment department. I was the director of the project management office.
Mhm.
And so I had an opportunity to experience the fast pace of technology firsthand. And I also had the privilege of working with enterprise technology companies such as Salesforce and Cisco and Juniper. And so it was really there that I fell in love with the fast pace of technology, which of
Mhm.
course is not for everyone.
Mhm.
And it was during that time, though, that I started my family, and the hours that I was spending at work and really the prioritization of work over family began to wear on me. And so I had to step away from that position. I tendered my resignation and spent time with my family, but I discovered that I can probably re-enter the workforce on a
Mhm.
part-time basis.
Mhm.
And so I began to look for independent consulting opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
I did not even know about the term freelance project management. I had never heard of it. I simply wanted a way that I could help bring income into my family without being in a corporate setting. So I began to deliver professional services as an independent consultant working with telecommunication companies here in Silicon Valley. And it was during one of my customer engagements where the engagement was ending, but they needed to hire a replacement for me. They needed someone who understood telecommunications and project management.
Mm-hmm.
And so I volunteered to help them because we had such a trusted relationship. As I was going out to the market, I found, Anna, that it's very difficult to find a freelance project manager with the right skill set and the proven expertise in the industry that you need them to focus in right now. And I work directly with the CEO to try to acquire talent to help them. And unfortunately, I had to depart before that happened. And so it began to stir something in me where I thought, wouldn't it be great if small businesses had equitable access to cost-effective, high-quality project management help
Mm-hmm.
precisely when they needed it?
Yeah.
And that's where the idea for TalentCheetah was born.
Oh, I love that story. I love that background. And I also love that you leverage your own experience to bring this up and to create this platform that you have right now. So you pretty much look for people who are project managers, but are freelance project managers, and you send them to opportunities where you feel like they're qualified for same day, hopefully, opportunities and things like that. That's awesome. But who is a freelance project manager? For those who don't know who a freelance project manager is.
Yes, that's a great question, and we get it often. And the industry, because we're moving toward freelance in every industry, it's important for us to understand what a freelance project manager is. In the market, we are called consultants, contractors, fractional project managers, project management as a service, contingent workers. So all of these terms really mean the same. And that means that we are independent. We are not a W-2 employee to the organization that we are supporting. So when I was in my corporate job, I was a W-2 employee to the telecommunications company that I worked for. All of my work was delegated to me. We had a very specific hierarchy, processes in place. A freelance project manager, on the other hand, they are their own boss. They do not have a company that they are reporting into, and it goes beyond the taxation, beyond W-2 or LLC. It really is about autonomy, and a freelancer is able to select the engagements that they work on. They are entrepreneurs because we are small business owners. Many of us have our own LLCs. And so in that regard, we are contributing to the American workforce, but in a very different capacity. Free means freedom from that corporate environment and the delegation of your projects and your tasks.
I love that explanation. It's great because I don't think a lot of people, well, I'm sure a lot of people know what a freelance project manager is, but a lot of the time we're going into corporate work or government work where like we are employed by someone else, but you call it freedom, where you have your own time, you're your own boss, and you can bring in your knowledge, your expertise, and your skills to that organization to support their goals. But what skills should freelance project managers have? And maybe they're the same, but maybe you have unique ones that you want to share.
Yes, and there are definitely skills that we look for when we are onboarding independent consultants to our platform, freelancers. The first one is technical skills and expertise. We work primarily with technology companies, and they are seeking very specific technical skills. For instance, they may need someone to help them implement Smartsheet, or they need someone to help them with a Salesforce customer, so someone who is astute in Salesforce. They may need someone who knows a Microsoft or AWS type of cloud-based platform. And so I would say technical skills are important. But just as important as technical skills are what PMI refers to as power skills. And
Mm-hmm.
number one for freelancers, Anna, is adaptability.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll say this, freelancing is not for everyone. It is hard work when you start your freelancing career and
Mm-hmm.
you are trying to get those initial clients signed up and find that work. It requires quite a bit of introspection. Who am I as a project manager? And the number one trait that we look for is adaptability, because you are going to step into someone's project environment with their team, their tools, their resources, and your mission is to help them address the specific business problem that you were hired to help them with. So if it's
Mm-hmm.
new product launch, they are looking to you as that go-to expert. If it's a PMO implementation, they are looking to you as that go-to expert. And so I would say it is a blend of both technical skills as well as those power skills or soft skills that
Mm-hmm.
are key in the success of a freelance project manager.
Yeah, and adaptability is huge because not every project is the same. Today, as you mentioned, I'm going to go into tech, tomorrow, maybe healthcare, totally different industries. Methodologies are probably the same, but I need to adapt to their team. I need to be able to to fit into their team, to be a great addition into their team. So you adapting with what they do is critical to your success and also to their success as well. So, okay, all right. So how does that address then? Because we have agencies, like staffing agencies. How is that different from, finding a role through a staffing agency?
Yes, I would say the primary difference is that when you find a role through a staffing agency,
Mm-hmm.
you are typically a W-2 employee to the staffing agency.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, if I were to be hired by Robert Half,
Mm-hmm.
when I am working with a Robert Half client, I am Robert Half. I am working on behalf of Robert Half. Whereas if I am working as a freelancer or an independent consultant, I'm representing myself. So I could be Rebecca Medina,
Mm-hmm.
LLC. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going through an agency. That's a key difference. Another key difference is taxation works differently.
Mm-hmm.
As a W-2 to Robert Half, it's very similar to being a W-2 to a corporate entity where they're sending you that W-2 at the end of the year and you're paying taxes. When you are a freelancer or
Mm-hmm.
an independent consultant,
Mm-hmm.
you can be on a 1099 or you are working through your LLC in a corp to corp fashion. Either way, you are going to pay taxes at the end of the year, albeit you're paying them differently and in a different manner. And so I would say those are probably the two primary differences between an independent consultant and going through an agency.
Okay, that's awesome. That's a great differentiation because sometimes there's some people who get an opportunity through a staffing agency and they'll ask them, hey, do you accept an LLC? Like, which means can you go into it as a 1099 or something like that? But there are very few of them that will do that, actually. In my experience, when I listen to calls and stuff like that, or I take calls. So it's good that you've explained that difference between, getting into freelancing versus going through an agency, which all of them are fine. None of them is wrong. It's just that there's that difference that people should be aware of. Okay. So where can people find freelance work? I know they could come to you as well as TalentCheetah, but how do they go about finding some of these opportunities? Because I found you, or rather, I connected with you on LinkedIn because I saw you had posted about this, and I think that's how I reached out to you, and we continue to network. But I'm not sure a lot of people know about these opportunities. People apply online, people connect with people at places they want to work at, people reach out to recruiters, hiring managers, referrals, or go through a staffing agency. But how can they find freelance opportunities?
Yes, I would say, as you mentioned, LinkedIn is an excellent resource. And in fact, when I launched my freelancing career, the first engagement that I landed was through a LinkedIn contact.
Yeah.
And they were a small business seeking a project management consultant to help them integrate a cloud-based project management tool. I answered their post and we connected. They had hired someone previously and it hadn't worked out. And so they hired me on a contingency basis. They said, let's do a probationary period. But LinkedIn is an excellent place to find direct freelancing opportunities. And when we're having conversations with our project managers, Anna, in the end, our goal is to help them find work and contracts, whether it's through TalentCheetah or ideally directly on their own, because then they don't have to worry about the service fee that we bill as a platform. So that's an important consideration. But I would say LinkedIn, and another method that we have found successful, again, using LinkedIn, is when you have spent a significant amount of time working within corporate or in a technology role, you have a lot of contacts that you specifically have supported with projects and programs. They know you, they have a relationship with you, they trust you, they've seen you in action. And so what we recommend is, if you're starting an independent consulting career, go back to those organizations where you have served them as a project manager, program manager, portfolio manager, and ask, do they have opportunities that you can assist them with? Are there independent consulting opportunities? Some of the common ones are process optimization, PMO optimization, digital transformation. And because they have an established relationship with you, they trust you, you are 60 yards down the field versus starting with a cold call or a cold introduction.
That's a great idea, because sometimes, especially if you leave an organization with a great relationship and you were doing an amazing job for them, they already trust you. They already seen your work, and it's easier for them to say yes, as opposed to, as you said, starting from the very bottom. That's a really great idea for anyone listening. And maybe you're like, oh, maybe I should follow up with these people at companies that I worked for. But how do you go about supporting talent beyond matching them with opportunities that you place them to?
Yes, at the onset, when we launched TalentCheetah, Anna, community was important to us, and it's even more important to us now. We wanted to build a community of like-minded project management professionals, independent consultants, freelancers, because our experience is very different than a full-time employee role. We are entrepreneurs, we are paying taxes differently. And so the way we support our growing community of 250 US project managers now is that we provide monthly webinars, and they are on topics related to project management and what is important to us as independent project managers. We have been providing AI support, and that's been the topic for our webinars the past few months because it's so prevalent in our industry. We also have a private LinkedIn group, and we invite all of our talent to join it. And where we can help is that our community will post questions about, maybe it is a rate question. I'm in Kentucky and I am looking to close a contract, an IT contract. What are the going rates? Now, mind you, you can find this online, but it is better to find it from people who have actually worked in those geographic areas. And it's a safe place where we can come and share knowledge. We represent 45 different PMI chapters. And so in that LinkedIn group, we share links to free virtual webinars and PMI information. Everything that we do at TalentCheetah is geared to community and helping us where we are to grow in our project management career. And then the last asset that we provide is free coaching and mentorship. I've had PMs who are new to freelancing and they need a little bit more support. They have very specific questions. Maybe they're not comfortable posting to our community on LinkedIn. And so they'll schedule time with me or someone on my team, and we will help them build a plan to help them land their first customer, for instance, or answer questions about how do I even price my services because I've been in a corporate environment for so long. How do I do that? And we have a number of strategic advisors who also help us in that area.
Yeah, I love that you have a community, and a community that supports each other, because we have the same goals, you have the same ambitions, you have the same, as you're saying, somebody's asking about a rate in a different state, maybe that, it's online, but you probably have maybe some ways to support them on maybe how to counter even maybe that rate or, things like that. But you have placed a lot of people in amazing companies, Rebecca. Do you want to just share how you go about placing these people and how people can use your services to do just that?
Yes. And so I'll talk a little bit about how our platform works. From the outset, we wanted to ensure, Anna, that we were not creating barriers for the project management consultant or the hiring company.
Mm-hmm.
Today, how it works is that if I'm a hiring company and I am looking for an experienced project manager to work with me and my executive team to maybe stand up a new PMO,
Mm-hmm.
I can go to the TalentCheetah platform, create an account
Mm-hmm.
within 30 seconds, and post that project need directly to our platform.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens in real time with our match algorithm is that the hiring organization will receive a top 3 list of
Mm-hmm.
project managers available now that they can engage with and interview and begin to have discussions with around their project.
Mm-hmm.
That is coming from that data-driven approach.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to that, we give them visibility into the entire network of available consultants who can help them. In the event that maybe 1, 2, 3 is not a match for me, the hiring organization, but 6 is or 20 is, we don't want to limit their ability to tap into any of our project management consultants for help. And so we
Mm-hmm.
give them the best of both worlds. For our PM consultants, what's great is that when the client posts their project to our platform,
Mm-hmm.
the consultant is able to, in real time, see that opportunity posted and apply directly to that client.
Yeah.
And the goal is to accelerate the hiring for
Yeah.
both entities,
Mm-hmm.
accelerate the hiring for the project manager looking and for the hiring organization in need of that assistance. And so from there, the two are able to meet directly, negotiate pricing, close out the contract. Now, we are providing support to the project management consultant if they have
Mm-hmm.
questions around pricing. Rebecca, I've never priced this type of engagement. Should I do fixed fee? And so we're able to provide them with what they need. But in
Mm-hmm.
the end, it is completely autonomous for them.
Yeah.
They're directly engaging with the hiring organization. They're learning how to sell their services and market themselves and how to be independent, which is so key to growing an independent consultancy. And so our goal really is to accelerate that process, Anna, because currently it takes 90 days for a
Yeah.
hiring organization to
Yeah.
find the right PM for their project.
Yeah. So then how can people come and join your organization?
Yes, for project managers, they can apply directly from our landing page.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a robust vetting process. I know that it is quite lengthy upfront to become part of our network, but that is also
Yeah.
intentional. We want to ensure that everyone who is part of our community is fit to provide services to clients, understand some of the nuances of independent consulting in particular. If they've not done it in the past, they'll have very specific questions. Clients also can post their project directly by starting from our landing page. They create an account and post their opportunity and get started. So literally on both sides, for the client and for the consultant who has already created an account, it takes minutes for the two to connect and ultimately begin to negotiate.
Yeah. So for anyone listening, I'll put that landing page on the show notes so that you can go ahead and put in your application, and hopefully you can get an opportunity with Rebecca's TalentCheetah freelance organization. All right. So what advice would you give to anyone who is looking into freelancing as a project manager?
Yes, I would start with doing your homework. Do your homework and research the differences between a freelance project manager and serving organizations as an independent consultant and serving organizations as a corporate employee or an employee to a specific entity, because there are differences. And I would say also be realistic about the time frame that it's going to take for you to ramp into that independent consulting career. The likelihood of you landing an opportunity within the first 2 weeks, for example, once you transition into independent consultant, is not high. And so set the right expectations. Give yourself at least 60 days from the time that you're transitioning to determine what types of services do I want to offer, and what is my pricing going to look like? What is my marketing going to look like? Really do the research and the work to set yourself up for success before jumping into an engagement.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, this has been an amazing conversation, Rebecca. Thank you so much for enlightening us about freelance project management. But how can people find you?
Yeah, I can be found by going to our website, TalentCheetah.com.
Yeah.
I can also be found on LinkedIn, and I highly recommend LinkedIn for your networking.
Yeah.
You can find our business page, TalentCheetah. And if you'd like to email me, I can be emailed at Rebecca@TalentCheetah.com.
I'll put all that information on the show notes so that everybody can reach out to you. They can connect with you. They can ask you as many questions as they can regarding freelancing, and especially connecting with your organization, because it's an amazing organization and you've placed amazing talent to great companies. This has been an amazing conversation, Rebecca. I truly thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank
Likewise.
you. Yeah, we'll talk soon.
Yes, thank you.